Just behind us here, you can see a massive burn scar. There's no more smoke, no more fire, but there's still a danger, and that's why there are lines of firefighters right now.
The fire-scarred landscape behind us paints a haunting picture of destruction. While the smoke has cleared and the flames have subsided, danger still looms. In this area, firefighters are still on high alert, wielding chainsaws and axes, methodically clearing the brush to ensure that no fuel is left behind should the winds pick up again. We were with Cal Fire as they worked tirelessly to clear the brush in preparation for dangerous winds, a constant reminder of how quickly the situation can spiral out of control. The proximity to homes only intensifies the urgency, with firefighters making sure that every potential fire hazard is removed. As of now, the Palisades fire is still mostly uncontained, and the area remains a hotspot of concern. Over the weekend, Flarius forced new evacuations in areas like Inino and Brentwood, a terrifying reality for many who thought they had escaped the worst. These flares created an eerie atmosphere as the fires smoldered and spread with the ever-present threat of more destruction. The origin of these wildfires remains a point of speculation, with many pointing to possible human involvement. Law enforcement officials have joined forces with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, to lead an investigation into the cause of the Palisades fire. At this stage, no theory has been definitively ruled out, and the focus is squarely on identifying the cause and origin of each of the fires that have ravaged the region. As authorities investigate the cause of the fires, the death toll continues to climb. Currently, 24 lives have been lost, with more feared to follow. One of the victims, 95-year-old Delise Mahmoud Curry, was discovered in the wreckage of her home in Aladdin, leaving behind a granddaughter who searched desperately for her remains amidst the devastation. The tragedy hits home for many residents, with authorities urging people to stay out of the evacuation zones. Despite this, some have disregarded the warnings, wanting to assess the damage to their properties and search for any remnants of their belongings. Meanwhile, law enforcement continues to search for victims, and many neighbors are still left in shock. The aftermath of the fires has been marked by a growing wave of criminal activity, with more than 20 arrests already made, including charges related to looting and burglary. The FBI has reported an alarming increase in the number of unauthorized drones flying over the fire zones. These drones have created additional complications for first responders, especially after one drone collided with a Canadian Super Scooper aircraft last week, grounding the firefighting aircraft for several days. With such complications and challenges, it's evident that the situation continues to evolve, making the efforts to contain the fires even more difficult. In the midst of all this chaos, the Los Angeles Unified School District has started to reopen its campuses. Though many of the district's 10,000 schools have been affected by the fires or are situated in evacuation zones, the majority of students are now returning to classes. Some schools have been spared from the devastation, while others remain closed as they assess the damage and ensure safety. For many students, returning to school offers a sense of normalcy amid the upheaval. However, for those who lost their homes, it is still a time of uncertainty. As the region faces the daunting reality of rebuilding, thousands of families are now grappling with the aftermath, including those who have lost everything. Andrea Hindle, whose family home was destroyed along with her parents' home, is one such person. While many people are still figuring out their next steps, some have already begun the painstaking process of finding temporary housing. "It's tough," she says. "There are millions of people looking for millions of places, and we just have to take it one step at a time." With thousands of homes reduced to rubble, insurance losses are mounting, and one estimate suggests that insured losses could reach at least $30 billion. For many homeowners, the road to recovery will be long and challenging. While some have managed to secure temporary living arrangements, others are still struggling to find a place to stay. As the crisis deepens, many residents are turning to private contractors and organizing efforts to protect what is left of their communities. Some homeowners in the affected areas have taken matters into their own hands, defying evacuation orders and risking their lives to protect their properties. In the face of the fires, many individuals, including some from Hollywood's wealthier neighborhoods, have resorted to using garden hoses, generators, and makeshift firefighting techniques to safeguard their homes. One resident, Philippe Couot, recounts how he fought off flames using nothing but a garden hose. I caught on fire a couple of times, Kuo admits, so I would just spray myself with the garden hose and keep fighting. While these homeowners displayed incredible resilience, the risks are not lost on firefighters. Authorities warn that staying behind to fight the fires can be deadly. One such tragic case involves 66-year-old Victor Shah, whose remains were found still holding a garden hose after the flames consumed the area near the Eaton fire. His death serves as a grim reminder of the dangers of defying evacuation orders. Still, there are others who have chosen to stand their ground, even as the fires rage around them. In some cases, entire communities have banded together to save their neighborhoods. In one particular instance, a group of residents in a coastal area managed to protect 6 homes from the advancing flames by working together to connect fire hoses to hydrants and extinguish hot spots before the wind could carry the embers further. "Do you have any firefighting experience?" one resident was asked. "I do now," he replied. Without the actions of these brave individuals, many of these homes would have been lost in a matter of minutes. The damage caused by these fires has been far-reaching, with some areas nearly wiped out entirely. Steve Foster, a resident in Malibu, saw his neighborhood decimated, but his home managed to survive. As he looks at the ruins around him, he acknowledges how difficult it has been to watch his community vanish. However, he has no intention of leaving. "I've been here the whole time. I have no intentions of leaving until my neighbors are back," Foster says. His resilience is shared by others, and while they've lost much, their determination to rebuild and support each other remains strong. The fires have ignited not only a physical crisis, but also a housing crisis. With over 12,000 homes destroyed, the demand for rental properties in Los Angeles has surged. Families like the Pauls are now searching desperately for new places to live. Their beloved Palisades home was reduced to ash in a matter of hours, and now they are left scrambling to find temporary shelter for their family of 5. "We saw footage of our entire neighborhood burning down," Ashley Paul recalls. "I've looked at over 50 properties in the last few days, and most of them are already rented. The rapid demand for housing has caused rental prices to skyrocket. Some renters have found themselves caught in bidding wars, and property prices are being inflated by unscrupulous landlords eager to take advantage of the situation." Tanya Stasi, a local realtor, confirms that rental prices are increasing rapidly. "There's a bidding war going on for properties right now," she says, noting that people are even driving hours just to find a place to stay. The sudden spike in demand has exacerbated the already challenging housing market, leaving many displaced residents struggling to find affordable housing. Amid the tragedy, several high-profile celebrities have shared their own struggles with the fires. Mandy Moore, best known for her role as posted a heartfelt message about the destruction of her home. Although the main structure of her house survived, the garage, back house, and her husband's music studio were all reduced to rubble. In her post, Moore expressed both gratitude for the safety of her loved ones and sorrow for the loss of the spaces that held so many memories. Her message resonated with many as it offered a glimpse into the emotional toll that this disaster has taken on residents, no matter their status. As the fires continue to burn, misinformation has also spread rapidly across social media platforms. Some individuals have turned to conspiracy theories, claiming that the fires were part of a larger, coordinated effort. High-profile figures like Mel Gibson have raised suspicions about the fires, speculating that they might be a deliberate attempt to clear land for development. On platforms like Facebook, these theories have gained traction despite efforts from fact-checkers to counter them. In fact, Facebook recently announced that it would replace its fact-checkers with a new system called Community Notes, which allows users to report misinformation. Critics argue that this system is flawed and may allow conspiracy theories to spread unchecked, similar to what has happened on platforms like X. Even prominent figures like Elon Musk have weighed in, responding to posts from conspiracy theorists like Alex Jones and endorsing ideas that many consider to be false. The rapid spread of misinformation has complicated the public's understanding of the fires, further dividing opinions and adding to the confusion surrounding the crisis. In the wake of these fires, residents and officials are left grappling with both the immediate and long-term consequences. With thousands of people displaced, the need for housing, support, and resources has never been more urgent. For many, the road to recovery will be long and fraught with challenges, but the strength of the community and the determination of those who remain will undoubtedly play a crucial role in rebuilding what has been lost. The fires may have torn apart communities, but in their wake, they have also brought people together in a shared commitment to recovery and resilience.